big question which is looming around is that will the World War III come? Now, as an astrologer, always I had to go back and read the history. Then only you can combine the planetary combinations and the situation which is unfolding now. For instance, when World War II and World War I happened, the center point was Europe, not Asian countries. Second, then the world was different, very separated, there wasn't any united faction. Now, when something happens in the world, United Nations comes inside. And also, US feels that it is the safeguarding country for the entire world. So, it comes inside. So, as an astrologer, now I feel the scenario of World War II and the scenario which is unfolding now is completely different. Now, let's go into a horoscope analysis. There was a combination of Ketu, Mars and Rahu, Jupiter when Hamas attacked the Israeli part. Now, this was the combination which was there when WTC tower bombing happened. So, whenever Ketu, Mars combines in a close degree, there is always a world tension, and when it happens in the axis of Mesha and Tula, the crisis becomes very big. Now, the same combination happened now, and at that point, very close degree. So, what happened was Hamas could come inside and do a massive calamity damage for Israel. Now, what is happening? As the Mars and Ketu are moving further and further, many countries are becoming very vocal against a complete siege of Gaza Strip, or burning of Gaza Strip, or continuous bombing of the Gaza Strip. So, certainly planets have a big hold on people's mind, man's or human's mind. So, when the Ketu, Mars, both very strong negative planets, are moving further and further, so the situation, hostility will come down. For instance, one of the important things is that Israel is willing to let the water flow inside Gaza. The water supply has been restored. Now, this is one of the important criteria for the combination becoming further and further. The third important thing is, will it escalate into a World War III? Certainly not. With planetary combination of the Ketu, Mars going further away, and Ketu doing a transit into the Rashi of Kanya on October 31st, which is hardly another 10 days more, what happens is that the tension will come down. And further, when Mars moves from the Swati Nakshatra, goes into Vishaka and moves into Scorpio, there will be a complete diffusement of this crisis. And what will happen is that the World War III and all, it is not going to open up, because there is no planetary combination which will trigger. For instance, when Rahu Ketu transit happens, there is not going to be any combination. Like Rahu and Ketu, for some time it's going to be separate, all alone in their own Rashis, Rashi of Meena and Rashi of Kanya. So, when this type of combination happens, none of the negative events like war or calamity can happen, or war or a fight can escalate. Of course, there can be a little bit small here and there, mishaps can happen. The third important thing, let's analyze politically. Now, Anthony Blinken and Lloyd Austin are sitting there to diffuse the war. Why? Very easy, very simple. It will be pulling off many countries into the war. Now, Israel had to bombard Lebanon and Jordan, and slowly Iran will come inside. When Iran comes inside, Russia and China are going to stand for Palestine, Iran, and for that axis of the countries. This US do not want to do it, because once it happens, it will become like next Afghanistan. Afghanistan was not the war between Afghanistan and USA. It was the war between USSR and USA. It has just had a tremendous spillover effect, and US do not want that to happen. And so what will be the most important thing is, Anthony Blinken will sit and try to diffuse and come to a center point of a solution. And now Hamas has become very vociferous. They want to voice their opposition of what Israeli are doing. So this will be another milestone to make the Palestine have more freedom. Now politically also, US do not want Russia to be pulled inside against them, and they do not want Russia and China forces to combine and to play against them. For USA, Israel is a very important ally and a support system. Now, so the Third World War is not going to come politically, astrologically, and historically. A kind request to all astrologers. Astrology is not about seeing the planet and giving the prediction saying this may happen, that may happen. For an astrologer to be really successful, go back and study history. History is a very important part of astrological sciences. Once you know the background, then only you will be able to give any political prediction or war prediction. And you need to do a lot of analysis back and forth with the knowledge of the political figure involved or about the horoscope combination and how the political life went. It requires a lot of analysis and reading. The same thing I have done for Justin Trudeau, which I'll be talking to you briefly in the next video. As of now, there is not going to be any World War III which will happen in near future. This is Jayashree, astrologer, talking about Israel invasion on Gaza Strip and World War III.